Hello, and you're very welcome to Miami. I'm going to resist some kind of a Will Smith themed line here. It's serious business on Friday night. This is the next stop on Pico Lopes' World Cup journey. A lot of people expecting it's going to be the final stop. They have different ideas in the Cape Verde camp, of course, but if it is to end anywhere, I suppose meeting Lionel Messi in his own backyard, the defending World Cup champions, wouldn't be the worst place to go if it came to it. Now, they have been here before. They played their second game in the stadium that's over my shoulder here against Uruguay, that thrilling 2-2 draw. But obviously, it's very different this time when you're coming to play Messi. I mean, it is basically a place that he now feels like home. I mean, when you come to Miami, you realise you kind of walk around that there's Messi images that would have been there months ago, not just because of the World Cup, because he plays his football here in the MLS. He's moved to a place where the population is predominantly Hispanic, predominantly Spanish speaking, and he has said, he really just feels comfortable here. And as a result, I flew here from Mexico. There was Argentina shirts on the flight, but the anticipation is that there'll be a lot of locals here as well that will be roaring for them and not necessarily getting on board with the underdogs as much as Cape Verde have been adopted in lots of other ways in terms of their popularity. But even speaking to some of their fans who've been at some of the earlier games, the diaspora over here, it's just been too hard for them to get here at short notice and pay the ticket price. And I think the problem with facing Messi is that the tickets for those games are at a premium. Now, the good thing for Pico Lopes is that he's going to have friends and close family here. People have sort of stepped up in different ways. Aer Lingus have got Carlos and Judy, his parents, and his brothers. They've gone home, or they had gone home. They're back out here now. And then Leah, his wife, and son Diego and her family, they've maybe had the most interesting trip of all. They stayed on in Houston after the draw with Saudi Arabia last Friday. They just decided on a whim to stay and then see what happens. They booked an Airbnb to stay in Texas for a couple of days. Then all of a sudden getting to Miami was tricky. But going back to sort of making friends and contacts over here, the Cape Verde story, because they actually have had their camp in Tampa, that's where they've been between games. So there's an Irish guy there, Sean O'Quinnigan from Dublin, who has been in touch with them and tried to see could they help out. And there's this company called Fly USA. The CEO, Barry Shevlin, is Irish American. His wife, Kathy's from Cork. And they sort of came up with the plan that they could send a private plane to Houston to bring Leah and Diego and her parents and brother and close friends here to Miami. So, yeah, you can see some images now of them on the plane. And I think for little Diego, when he's younger, is going to find out that he's gone on an incredible journey before he's able to take it in. I think the thing is, obviously, Pico and all his family are taking it in. They realise, the grown-ups know what's going on here. They know the magnitude of what's happening. Even just coming to the press conference here in the eve of the game, standing room only outside, the Argentina press conference. While speaking a little bit about Cape Verde, it's obviously dominated by questions about Messi, about, again, his importance to the camp and what this could mean for him. And some questions about how long he will stay on the pitch, which probably sort of offers a degree of insight into the confidence that is there for all that Lionel Scaloni spoke about. Well, this is a team who haven't lost yet, Cape Verde. It's understandable. Look, they are the world champions. They're playing against a team that they may not have even heard of a couple of weeks ago when they thought it would be Spain or Uruguay. It's obviously a testament to how well Pico and co have done. So yeah, the heat is going to be a significant factor in this game. I'm recording this around 24 hours or so out from the kickoff time, which is 6 p.m. local, and it is going to be sweltering. It's something that Lionel Scaloni even spoke about in the press conference, that even for his players it could be challenging, despite they're obviously very accustomed to it. But it is worth noting that both Argentina and Cape Verde have previously had games in air-conditioned stadiums, and this is obviously going to be a completely different ball game here. And I think even for the Cape Verde players, it just adds another element to the test, because in addition to being obviously very mentally draining facing Argentina, that's just the elements are just going to be another challenge, because it is a test of concentration as much as from an Irish perspective, we would naturally speak about the head-to-head, the Pico against Messi. The reality is that when you face Messi in Argentina, he often lingers and he loiters a bit deeper. He's at the halfway line. He's walking. I watched him against Austria, and the real issue is how he almost occupies the minds of the midfielders tracking back, and often Pico and Dini Borges might be turned the other way, but Lautaro Martinez or whoever is occupying them in those departments. So that's just another factor of this game. But again, I mean, it is the first world problem that they're facing. The idea they would be in this situation sort of 3 weeks ago, never mind 3 months ago or 3 years ago, preparing to face Messi here in Miami. It's as tough as it gets, but probably in a lot of ways it's as good as it gets too. So yeah, 11 p.m. Irish time in the stadium behind me. Cape Verde against Argentina. I think it's going to be good fun.